All right, everybody. I'd like you to join me today as we go over my collection. My small, humble, but I feel like a respectable collection of pocket knives. I've collected them over a few years. I always had a knife or two growing up in the past, junk drawer knives and such, but over the past handful of years, I've kind of gotten more active in some of the social media groups and seen some more of the YouTube content in regards to the sort of renaissance of pocket knives that's occurring right now. So I have enjoyed watching the evolution as far as I've been involved. The explosion of the button lock with the Malibu. We're starting to see the, what do they call it, reverse liner lock. It's basically what the smock was before everyone else started doing it, the compression lock with the button actuation. I'd love to see more of those. You'll see in a second here, I have a plunge lock, a button lock. But why don't we begin? And first, I'd like to show you a Medford 187. Now, let me begin by saying I'm not here to talk politics. I'm not here to... Medford is a polarizing company. And some people really don't like the owner, and I don't really super care one way or another. I'm just in it for the knives, and this is a respectable knife. This is a knife that you'll find in a bracket below custom and below mid-tech. Would be talking about high-end production knives. It is the most affordable of Medford Knife and Tools offerings. And I think its value per dollar is really competes with some of its other peers in that bracket. So we have a pivot that is designed to not let you in because Medford wants you to send it back for maintenance. We have a deploying hole and a beautiful hollow grind drop point Tonto made out of S90V. It's all PVD. PVD coated, serialized. I don't use all my knives, so this one still has a factory edge. I plan on going over each knife more thoroughly in their own individual videos, but for the time being, I figured I would just do a brief overview of the current status of my collection. I say current because in the hobby, it does shift, and I'm not a wealthy individual, so I shift my funds around in the knives by buying or trading and selling. So my collection's small. I think you'll see 8 knives here today. So starting with the Medford 187. The 187 stands for the thickness of the blade and the scales. You can see they're the same, and it is thick and heavy and not ergonomic whatsoever, but it's still got phenomenal quality. All right. Next on our list, this was a user for me for a while actually. So this is the Heretic Pariah manual, made out of Magna Cut molded blade. This is the only a non-titanium handle that I have in this collection. It's aluminum. And you can see some wear on the button and on the pivot. It was a tried and true knife for me for quite some time. Ball bearing on the clip. Serrations on mine. Absolutely drop shut. And the blade is so heavy that it just wants to fly out. But because it's so heavy, the center of gravity is way up front. Not back here. It's way up here. Next on our list is going to be the Spartan Harsey, made out of S45VN. All three of these blades thus far have been made in the United States. This one is designed by Bill Harsey. It's a signature. Titanium hardware. Wonderful jimping all along the spine, up front here. Ambidextrous clip placement option. DLC coated. A little thick behind the edge for my preference, but so was the Heretic Pariah. This one, like the Medford 187, is not a user, or yeah, is it? I don't like saying. I don't want to say safe queen. The safe queen implies like some sort of, I don't know, goddess tier grail knife that you put in a case. And I just, this is just a knife that I have in my collection, that I enjoy having in my collection, that is not one that I use because I use other knives. And because I don't plan on using it, I'd like to just try to keep it in better condition. Like if it was a user, I don't care what happens to it. But if it's not a dedicated user, I'd prefer to sort of just kind of keep it clean, keep it safe, keep it in its case, bring it out for photos, bring it out to show people, bring it out for videos. But I'll carry this to the grocery store on my day off, but I know that I'm not going to use it. Whereas my user, which we're going to go over later, my current user, that I'm going to take to work and I'm going to shred things with. So next, we're going to go over the Hinderer Maximus. Titanium scales, liners, like, whatever you want to call it there. The scales, these exterior, this is black G10. It's battle black and then black G10. Made out of 20 CV, I believe it says on the blade when I deploy it. I love the symmetry. I love the ergos. It's got the, what do you Hinderer guys call it? Triway. It's got the triway. It shows, right, there's no way my camera's gonna, oh, yeah, right there. There's the little triway symbol. I think that I might be saying that wrong, but I've got the box behind me. Bayonet grind, I believe. Let's see if I was right about the, yeah, 20 CV. So this is also not a user, but primarily because it's really not capable of being a dedicated user, in my opinion. It's a beautiful knife that's fun to fidget with because I've got it on its bearings. It's cool, but it is so thick behind the edge that, if you're gonna just, if you're gonna just open boxes, not cut the cardboard, but just open the tape. If you're going to, letter opener, dedicated letter opener for sure. But it's so thick behind the edge that it just loses. It loses a lot of functionality, in my opinion. But it's a wonderful knife. I love it. I'm not trying to down on it. So next, let's go over, I guess I can move these over a little bit more. I don't need that much space. The Strider SnG Stealth DLC. Oops. So, I believe titanium hardware as well. Beautiful lock bar stop. There, that's better focus. Again, with the not going to talk about politics, Strider is like Medford, one of those companies that has some polarizing contentions about them. I don't care. I just like the knives. I guess I haven't really been taking the time to show centering and talk about all the specs. I'll do that in the each individual video for each knife, but I do want to take a second and acknowledge that this Strider is centered and has no lock stick. All right, next. And we're getting down to the last couple ones, guys. Next is the CKF Custom Knife Factory Evo-T Bart DLC. Yes, I have a thing for DLC if you haven't noticed. I believe this was DLC. This was DLC PVD. I have no idea what the Battle Black Bond the Hinderer is. This is DLC. And the Evo-T is also DLC. Now, this is the first non-American made knife that we've encountered. And I believe they're based out of, I don't know. I think, I know Russia, but I think there was something about somewhere else. Maybe it was, I'm not gonna, we're gonna say Russia and leave it at that. But I know that there's some outsourcing going on there. This has got, I think, some of the best action of any of the knives you've seen on the table. It just takes no effort. Just you like barely. It is so satisfying. And look at that Tonto. I feel like this is a polarizing blade shape. You sort of either really like it or you don't. But this blade shape, the profile reminds me of maybe like a jet fighter, or like a stealth bomber. Just absolutely Batman's, Batman's boot knife or whatever. Like a shadow sorcerer or something. It's just such a dark and mysterious knife. Beautiful back spacer, jimping, great cutouts. I'll enjoy going over that knife with you guys again on a future video. All right, 2 knives left, so let's move these over. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy out of the way. Small. So this is a knife that I think everyone should own. One of the versions of, even just one of the budget versions of. This is the Bestech Strelit, designed by Ostap Hell. I believe this is made out of M390. And what's unique about this guy is that it is a 90-degree. It's not, legally speaking, I'm not sure if it would qualify as a push dagger. It's so small and awkward. I don't think it would really qualify as anything more than just a box opener or a letter opener. It looks kind of vicious, but really it's just so utilitarian. The pinch grip is just phenomenal. It's the most precise grip I've ever encountered on any knife. You can just absolutely do anything that you need to do, any little detail carving or anything. You just grab that thing like that and it's phenomenal. So much props to Ostap Hell. Ostap, or I don't know, I might be mispronouncing his name. Beautiful marbled carbon fiber on this one. I've had much more carbon fiber in my collection, but right now this is my only carbon fiber. This is also the cheapest of all of the ones on the table, but this is also the most premium version of this specific knife. And I had it engraved with my handle, which is also my Instagram. Uriah Lost is also over there. But yeah, I don't know. As soon as I saw this thing, I knew I wanted it, and I knew I was gonna keep it forever because it's weird. and unique. And the budget versions are only like $60. So go pick you up one, the Bestech Strelit. It's named after the birds of paradise. I think the birds of paradise plant. It's a flower, and the flower looks like a tropical bird. So now, best for last. Yes, I am one of those guys that just loves the Umnumzaan. I absolutely will never not own. Yeah. No. Yeah. I will always own an Umnumzaan. It's just so perfect. This is kind of a polarizing knife because this was a knife that was ahead of its time a long time ago. It was the best of the best in the antiquity of the knife sort of eras that are going on. It it comes from, these things were in the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm not sure exactly when CRK started, Chris Reeve, but I do know that they predate many other knife companies and have been known for far longer. And because of that, you just feel so secure in the warranty, in the knife. The reason why I said it's polarizing is because unlike a knife like, say, the Evo-T, which just is on bearings, and man, it just flops out there. Well, it just flies out there. It's just wonderful. It's just a wonderful experience. The experience with the Umnumzaan is more analog. I think it's designed to just be popped out like that, just wheeled out. Ugh, God. I just flick that baby out. Just get that sucker. Sometimes if I have to really get that reverse flick. I have to just manhandle that thing out there. It's kind of cheating, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. But, so let's go over it, and I'll just stop playing with it. So, titanium, lock bar stop, that's his logo. Chris Reeve, knives. I've got the MIM clip, mold injection, metal mold, or something like that. Lanyard pin stop. Mine's just the original, or not the original pivot, but the just sort of the plain Jane Umnumzaan. Nothing fancy about it. But then I took it and I had it Cerakoted. I went back and forth on whether I was gonna pay for and wait for the DLC, and I have mixed emotions because the Cerakote is starting to show wear in a few places, like up here. That's not hair, that's scratches. There's some wear on the blade. Some of this is just being dirty, but some of it's actually starting to wear. But I kind of like it. Definitely on the clip. It sort of shows character. It sort of makes it mine. I know that if it was DLC, it'd probably still be holding up. And if I had done it over again, yeah, I probably would have a DLC'd it if I had second chance. But, maybe I love the Tonto here. But maybe some point in time I'll get a drop point. and then I'll have the drop point DLC. I have some plans in the works, and there might be an Nkosi on the horizon for me, and I will enjoy going over that with you as well. Oh, Magna Cut as well on this guy. So, so that's my collection of manual folding pocket knives. It is nothing compared to so many collections that are out there. But I have also looked at all of the ASMR knife collection videos, and I just every single one I could digest that's out there. And I'm pretty familiar with the Spydercos and the Benchmades, and I think the professor had a Tucson, which is kind of obscure, so that's sort of cool. But definitely not a whole lot of, Hinderer, Medford sort of knives. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and like I said, I'm gonna go over each one individually. Hopefully someone's, well, either way, it's just a video recording for me. It's just a catalog of these things. Also, if you are actually watching and listening, I do shots of all my collection, and you can go back and look at the history and evolution of it on Instagram under Uriah Lost. And then, I'll, I guess, like and subscribe. I'll go over each of these individually in their own. I have flashlights too. I plan on doing a kind of collection like this with flashlights. It's much smaller, so it'll be a much shorter video. But all right, I hope this actually all works and looks good, because I don't have any idea how to edit this and cut bits out. So I hope you enjoyed, and you have a wonderful evening or day or whatever time it is for you.